You didn't co-abuse them because mutual abuse does not exist. You did not abuse them. You were abused and you had a reaction to your abuse. And in case you're new here, I'm a narcissistic abuse relationship recovery coach. So let's talk about it. Abuse is about an imbalance of power. The power dynamics in a relationship, an unhealthy, toxic, abusive relationship, is what matters. Yes, there can be inappropriate reactions, or there can be unhealthy and toxic reactions in unhealthy relationships in a dynamic by the person who is being abused. However, the abuser has more power and more control over the victim, thus making mutually abusive relationships non-existent. Mutual abuse does not exist. So why doesn't mutual abuse exist? Blame shifting. They love to shift the blame to the victim, which often causes duress because abusers are really good at making the victims feel and look like they're the problem. I actually really hate the term mutual abuse because you're not mutually abusing them. Because while they're telling the world that you hit them too, you hit, shoved, pushed them too, because they're not going to deny the behavior because they're hoping and planning to have you be the one that looks crazy in the end. They will literally have you believing that you're abusing them too. It's not mutual abuse. You're reacting to the abuse that you were subjected to. So if you're watching this video thinking that you need to change and you need to behave differently, if you're thinking you need to change your own behaviors to create a healthier relationship, I need you to answer this one question for me. Is this something that I see my partner doing? If what you're questioning and asking about yourself, is this something that your partner is doing to you?
Nose is snatched. This nose is always going to get snatched.
It's easier for victims and survivors to shift blame on themselves and feel like they need to take accountability for the things that they've done in their relationship, because it's harder to acknowledge that someone that we cared about would actually do something so heinous to us. That is harder to accept and harder pain to process than just saying, well, it was our fault, I should have paid attention, I should have done better, instead of putting the blame where it deserves and should go. So, do not have to take accountability for your actions, for simply surviving. Remove yourself from the situation. Forgive yourself for the things that you had to do in order to survive. So mutual abuse doesn't exist, okay? Mutual abuse does not exist. So drink some water, get some rest, don't let anybody's dusty ass child treat you any kind of way. Love you, better parents.